heart is breaking today, but I'm not broken yet. I try to be optimistic, even though I'm upset. I won't live in fear of this great unknown. Life as we knew it is gone forever. What will it be like the next time we're together? I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. I look for the rainbow in this dark, gloomy sky. I'm full of questions and I wanna know why we're at this place with no turning back. I pray when I wake up and when I go to sleep for a miracle to happen. We're in trouble deep and I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. There's a time for everything, everything in its time. I'm holding on by a thread before I lose my mind. How much more suffering can this world stand? We're all socially distanced, we can't go anywhere. How did we get here? Sometime life's unfair. I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. I look for the rainbow in this dark, gloomy sky. I'm full of questions and I wanna know why we're at this place with no turning back. I pray when I wake up and when I go to sleep for a miracle to happen. We're in trouble deep and I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. Then I think of all I have to be thankful for. My family and friends, I need nothing more. I choose to live in joy, no one can take away. I hold my head up high, I keep pressing on to the prize before me. When it's over and done, I'm keeping the faith to see a better day. I look for the rainbow in this dark, gloomy sky. I'm full of questions and I wanna know why we're at this place with no turning back. I pray when I wake up and when I go to sleep for a miracle to happen. We're in trouble deep and I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. We'll see a better day. We'll see a better day.
Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the first time. 1,000 cups of tea, but not like this one. 1,000 breaths we breathe, but not like this one. 1,000 suns will rise, but not like this one. 1,000 lullabies, but not like this one. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the first time. 1,000 passing smiles, come on, sing it. But not like this one. 1,000 starlit skies, but not like this one. 1,000 words to choose, but not like this one. 1,000 I love yous, but not like this one. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the first time. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the first time. I'm with a brand new pair of eyes, so that we may finally see. Yeah. 1,000 cups of tea, 1,000 gifts received, 1,000 fields of green, 1,000 farewells will grieve, and 1,000 lives conceived. Come on, sing it. But not like this one. 1,000 hands will hold, but not like this one. 1,000 stories told, but not like this one. 1,000 beauties to behold, but not like this one. And 1,000 hearts you'll know, but not like this one. And 1,000 hearts you'll know, but not like this one. Put your hand up on your heart with us right now. 1,000 hearts you'll know, but not like this one. So let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the first time.
How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? Given the chance, I'm gonna tell you now. How many ways can I give thanks for the blessings I have known? I've got a list and and I will tell you how. Grateful for each breath awake, grateful for each step I take, grateful that I'm here to play my part. Grateful for the morning sun, grateful when the day is done, grateful that I have you in my heart. Grateful for this universe, for the better and the worse. Grateful that this world keeps spinning round. Grateful for my memories, grateful for my hopes and dreams, grateful for the blessings I have found. I give praises for all the gifts I have. Given the chance, I'm gonna shout out loud. Grateful for each breath awake, grateful for each step I take, grateful that I'm here to play my part. Grateful for the morning sun, grateful when the day is done, grateful that I have you in my heart. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways
I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul.
Hello and welcome to the People of Diversity Sunday service. We are a multi-faith community, and we believe that there are many paths to one divinity. So what does that mean for you sitting at home watching this later today, next week perhaps? We have 10 different speakers, all from a different faith perspective. We give those speakers one-word topics. The 10 talks back to back make a series. We do the same thing with amazing musicians from around the country. Again, one word, and we ask them to go to their repertoire of songs and music and pull out 2 songs that represent the topic. We send all these things to Philip, and he makes these beautiful, seamless Sunday services that make us all look quite wonderful. So how can you join us in this endeavor? www.peopleofdiversity.org. There's a donate button. If you'll hit that button and act as you're moved, a weekly tithe, set up a consistent tithe, a monthly tithe, one-time donation, however you want to play, just play. That's all I know for now.
Last week we had our final installment on the topic of transformation. That was an amazing topic. We had 10 totally different perspectives on that, and every single one of them I learned something and had practices and changes that I made because of that transformation.
Just an amazing series, yeah.
It was,
and so many of the speakers this time gave us homework, gave us things we can do,
Right.
gave us meditations we could do, or things that we could do to engage in and own that transformation. It was really quite powerful.
Our last speaker was Will Davis, our Native American representative, and it was his first installment on the pod series. So we're very happy to have him and welcome him. It was really good, and his musical guests were Bob Sima and Shannon Plummer. So it was a great service. Go back and see that if you missed it. So this week we start our new series on sanctuary. And I think that's going to be interesting because that's such a broad term, very, very broad topic. It'll be really interesting to see what people come up with for that one. And our speaker today is Muslim Nuran Sykes, and her musical guest is Janine Chimera. Next week we will have Reverend Sue Bailey, and her musical guest is Daniel Capel, our fiddle player. So, past services are available on the People of Diversity Facebook group, Facebook page. Just go to those, and they're under the live section or the video or videos. The one from the previous week is pinned to the top, so that one's real easy to find. But if you want to go back further, you have to go into those other sections. Immediately following the morning service, from 11:45 to 12:15, we do a live Zoom deep dive, and the link to that is on the screen below. And we just gather and talk to each other, and if the speaker can make it, they join us. Often they do. And I don't think Nuran will join us today because Nuran in her other life is a world famous pickleball player, champion, and Sundays are a big day for her. So but we get together and we discuss the message and check in with each other. It's fun. It's nice to see each other in person live anyway. So, and then at 5:45 on Sunday evening, we rebroadcast the morning service, and we get on Facebook Live, and we can chat in the window and things. It's not live like the Zoom, but it's still good. And I always get a whole lot more again when I watch the service a second time. It's amazing how much you miss the first time around. Makes you wonder about the rest of your life. So, if you would like to get Facebook notifications about our services, just go to the People of Diversity Facebook group or Facebook page, ask to join, we'll let you in. And then when we post the events or Philip posts the premieres, you'll get a notification in your Facebook messages, and you just press that button. It makes it real easy. So, each week we bless a country, and so if you have any information, pictures, personal stories, whatever, about the country that we're blessing next week, send them to the email address below. I'm going to need help on this one next week. I don't know if anybody out there is going to have any stories about this because I'm not familiar with this at all, so I'm going to learn a lot. The country next week is Djibouti. Djibouti. I had to Google how to spell it, how to say it, because it starts with a D. Djibouti. But our country this week is Denmark. So Denmark is a Scandinavian country made up of the Jutland Peninsula and numerous islands. It's about the size of Massachusetts and has 5.9 million people. They are 95% evangelic Lutheran, with 3% of other Christians and 2% Muslim. It often ranks as the happiest country in the world according to the UN Happiness Report. Quite often. Every year it ranks right up there, and many years it ranks as number one. They adopted their flag in 1219, making it the oldest flag in the world that is still in use. Denmark is known for its bicycle culture. This is pretty amazing. It is very flat, and they have over 7,500 miles of bike trails. 50% of the people that live in the capital of Copenhagen bike to work every day. 50%. And 4 out of 10 people own a car in Denmark, where 9 out of 10 people own at least one bicycle.
Wow.
Denmark is home to the two oldest amusement parks in the world. 2 oldest amusement parks. That's one of the reasons they're so happy. And they were the world's first country to legalize same-sex unions in 1989.
Wow.
Yeah, first country. Denmark's sales tax is one of the highest in the world at 25%, and their income tax is as much as 45%. But when they do surveys, they have found that 90% of the Danes are satisfied with the tax rate, which tells me that they get a lot for their money. As far as with the taxes they pay in, they get a lot out. Last fact, Legos were invented in Denmark in 1932 by a carpenter named Ole Kirk Christensen, and the name Lego comes from Lek godt, which means play well.
Huh.
Legos, play well. Perfect. So, let's hold the people of Denmark in our hearts. Let's be grateful for their happiness. Let's be grateful for all of the things that they have and they show and they give to us, including Legos. And know that they want the same things in their lives as we want in ours. And we wish them continued happiness, continued peace. And we hold them in our hearts and say these words together. May peace prevail in Denmark. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in me. Thank you. And we looked at that oldest flag in the world while we were doing that. Pretty amazing, huh? Okay, sir, you're up.
Janine Chimera. I met her in the pod doing the quartet with
Yes.
Bo and Mike and
Ronnie.
Yes. That's it. That's it. Just an amazing, wonderful, connected singer-songwriter. I appreciate the way Janine looks at us when she's doing her videos. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to what she has to offer us on Sanctuary. Now, Miss Nuran, I'm sure, is going to have an interesting perspective. Sanctuary should play a huge role in the Muslim faith. So I'm looking forward to how she frames it up as well. Looking forward to this, and we'll hold it up no more. We'll see you on the other side.
Good morning. I'd like to share with you a song called Meet Me by Kirtana with Wild Dove Music. And it's a song about, to me, represents a place of sanctuary where the river meets the sea. And that place that we can go within and have it be our sacred holy space. Meet me where the river meets the sea. Naked now, innocent and free. Beloved, I have been waiting throughout time to welcome you into these arms of mine. Come without a thought about what's been or what's in store. Leave the world of mind behind you like sandals by the shore. And trust me, trust the beingness you are. I breathed you here, I've carried you this far. And open to whatever is and see. Whatever is always only me. Not in imagined futures or in remembered past, but only here and only now will you find a peace that lasts. So meet me where the river meets the sea. Naked now, innocent and free. Come without a thought about what's been or what's in store. Leave the world of mind behind you like sandals by the shore. So meet me. I'd like to share a song with you now called Sanctuary, the topic and the theme for today. It's a song by Carrie Newcomer. And what I really like about it is it talks about we as human beings, friends, family, being able to provide a space and a place of sanctuary for people when they're going through rough times. I think we can hold that sacred space for each other and be the sanctuary. Will you be my refuge, my haven in the storm? Will you keep the embers warm when my fire's all but gone? Will you remember and bring me sprigs of rosemary? Be my sanctuary till I can carry on, carry on, carry on. This one knocked me to the ground, this one brought me to my knees. I should have seen it coming, but it surprised me. Will you be my refuge, my haven in the storm? Will you keep the embers warm when my fire's all but gone? Will you remember and bring me sprigs of rosemary? Be my sanctuary till I can carry on, carry on, carry on. In a state of true believers, on a street called us and them, it's gonna take some time till the world feels safe again. Will you be my refuge, my haven in the storm? Will you keep the embers warm when my fire's all but gone? Will you remember and bring me sprigs of rosemary? Be my sanctuary till I can carry on, carry on, carry on. You can rest here in Brown Chapel or with a circle of friends, a quiet grove of trees or between two bookends. Will you be my refuge, my haven in the storm? Will you keep the embers warm when my fire's all but gone? Will you remember and bring me sprigs of rosemary? Be my sanctuary till I can carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on. There's my sanctuary.
Assalamu alaikum. It feels like it's been quite a while, a considerable amount of time since I've been with you guys. I hope all of you are well and feel blessed and healthy. So today we're going to be talking about sanctuaries in Islam and what it actually means to us. As far as we are concerned, Muslims believe that the earth is a sanctuary. And a sanctuary is supposed to be a place of refuge, a place of peace. And as we know, unfortunately, even though our earth is supposed to be one, for many people it isn't. Our homes are supposed to be sanctuaries. And we know that for many people, it isn't. We think of children in domestic violence situations that leave school and might have been bullied, or might have had to face some trials and then come home and have to deal with some other issues, which of course does not make them feel safe, respected, or at peace. Now, I'm going to talk about three very important sanctuaries in Islam. And the first one being is the Kaaba in Mecca. All Muslims should visit this holy place once in their lifetime if they have the means. So the Kaaba is the most sacred site in Islam. Let me say that what happens is your prayers are elevated, or you get 100,000 times the reward for praying in this holy place. I'm sorry, I'm feeling. So the Kaaba being the most important site in Islam, we know that when people go to Hajj, it takes place in the 12th month of our holy calendar. There are, or prior to COVID, there were more than 3 million people doing their Hajj or their pilgrimage. And I think the people have taken into consideration how dangerous it could be with having so many people circumambulating the Kaaba, that they've taken some safety precaution and built bridges around the Kaaba, which allows people to actually see, or actually you can actually do your Hajj from above that. So it actually, wow, when I just think, because I haven't been, so I've only seen videos. I've heard many people talk about Hajj, and makes one yearn to want to participate and be in this holy place where Adam and Eve first met, is what Muslims believe. And that was the first Kaaba. And then it was destroyed. And then Abraham and Ishmael built a sanctuary. And then it was destroyed by the flood. And lastly, the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, built the Kaaba. And what happened was, when they were trying to decide who should lay the black stone, which is a very important part of the rituals at the Hajj, is that everybody should try and at least touch the black stone. And it was a stone that was actually dropped from heaven, is what we believe. That so the elders were deciding on who should lay the black stone, and they said, well, what we can do is the first person that enters will be able to lay it. And at that time, there were tribes that were fighting to get a position. And so, lo and behold, the first person that walked in was our Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. And because he was so in tune with the people and wanted peace, he decided that he would lay a cloth and put the black stone inside the cloth, and each of the tribes would hold a corner, and carry it over, and that he would actually insert it into the place that was made for the black stone. And this, of course, this ended a lot of tribulations and war, and everybody came out being happy. So the second holiest place is Masjid al-Aqsa. Actually, sorry, the second holiest place is Masjid al-Nabawi, which is the Prophet's masjid. And this is in Medina. Now, our Prophet was born in 570. He became a prophet when he was 40 years old. So in 610, so in 622, he migrated from Mecca to Medina because there was so much persecution going on. He actually sent the people or his followers to Yathrib, and then he set up home in Medina. And so they built a home. When he had his home place, they built the Masjid al-Nabawi, which actually means mosque of the Prophet, because he's a Nabi. He was somebody that received revelation. And the beauty about the Masjid al-Nabawi is he settled there after his migration, and later built a masjid on the grounds, and he himself shared in the heavy work of construction. And this original sanctuary was an open air building. It also served as a community center, a court, and a religious school. And this particular structure was one of the first ones to be built and is often referenced as an archetype for future mosques. The beauty of this mosque, for me, is that it had a homeless shelter. And I was looking on the computer and trying to find homeless shelters attached to masajid or mosque, and was not able to find any. So it seems like, and I'm sure it's like this for many religions, that the prophetic following has not been carried out. Because if this is what our prophet did, peace and blessings be upon him, we would think that the other masajid would follow. So in Masjid al-Nabawi, we get 1,000 times more the blessings of praying in the Prophet's masjid. And also, when we go and we do our Hajj, we also go and visit the Prophet's masjid, which is 270 miles away from the Kaaba, but it's all included in this ritual. The third masjid is Masjid al-Aqsa, and this is in Palestine, and I am more than happy to say that I was able to be there and prayed in the masjid 3 times with a lot of resistance in 2019. I have felt the presence of God many times, but this is one time that I can say that the connection was so strong that it was literally overwhelming for me. So in 2019, my husband and I went to Jerusalem. We went to Palestine. Jerusalem actually means city of peace. So salam, peace, is what it means. And the city itself is very peaceful, other than trying to go and pray at Masjid al-Aqsa. In Masjid al-Aqsa, we get 500 times more the blessing. So the Kaaba or Al-Haram, Masjid Al-Haram, we get 100,000 times more blessings. In Masjid Al-Nabawi, which is the Prophet's Masjid, we get 1,000 times more. And then in Masjid Al-Aqsa, that is in Jerusalem, we get 500 times more the blessing. So when we talk about sanctuaries and places of safety and places of refuge, we do not feel safe at all in Masjid al-Aqsa. Just trying to get in there was not safe. I think when somebody's pointing a gun at you and ridiculing you and telling you that you're not of that religion because you do not have the Arabic name or last name was pretty painful. Painful for my husband and I, and really terrifying, because you're thinking that when somebody is holding a gun or actually a machine gun, an AK-47, toward you, while one person's holding the gun and the other person's going through your bags and searching you, it did not feel like a place of safety. But once you enter into the masjid, the beauty is inexplainable. And we're thinking, and of course the importance of it is Masjid al-Aqsa is where our Prophet went from Masjid al-Haram, which is in Mecca, to Masjid al-Aqsa in one night, and I will tell you that story. It's called Isra al-Miraj, so he went to Masjid al-Aqsa, and from there he went up to the heavens to see Allah or God. And this is why Masjid al-Aqsa is so significant to Muslims, and why the sadness, because we have such difficulty entering. Now, I don't want to say this, is that if you're Palestinian and you were born in Jerusalem and you live in the US, chances are you will not be able to go to Masjid al-Aqsa. So people from this country or people from Palestine that now live in this country yearn to go back to their home. But sometimes it's so difficult for them. It's actually almost impossible. So I feel so blessed that as a South African American, or as my husband is American, we feel so blessed that we were able to do this journey, and pray that, God willing, we will be able to do it again. But the story of the Isra al-Miraj is so beautiful. But our Prophet was having very difficult times. And he felt almost like suicidal. He felt like because the revelation had stopped. And he was feeling like he was doing something wrong. And this is why he wasn't, the angel Gabriel was not coming to see him and revealing the Quran to him. And God actually, because of his sadness, took him up to the heavens. But his stopping point was the Masjid al-Aqsa. And this is where it was a horse-type animal that met him with Angel Gabriel and took him up to the seventh heaven. And he actually spoke to God. Now, as Muslims, we believe that Prophet Moses, peace and blessings be upon him, asked to or requested to speak to God, but was denied. And on the way up to the heavens, the Prophet Muhammad saw Moses in his grave praying. And so he saw other prophets as well. And on his way down, Moses actually stopped him and asked him, so how did your meeting go? And this is not quoted verbatim, by the way, sorry. And he said, God had asked us to pray 50 times. And Moses said, please go back and bargain with God, because I've tried that and our people will not pray 50 times, which the Prophet Muhammad did. He went back up and bargained, and the prayers were reduced to 5 times a day with the blessings of 50 times. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because this all happened in Masjid al-Aqsa. Hence the love, the connection, and the importance we feel for this masjid. We were supposed to go back, my husband and I, in 2020, and we're not able to do that because of COVID. So we pray that we'll get that opportunity, but I feel for me is that I should first do my Hajj, do my pilgrimage, where I will get 100,000 times more the blessings for praying in at the Kaaba in Masjid al-Haram before I go back to Masjid al-Aqsa. It was such a beautiful place, and I don't know if any of you know this, but I love cats. And in Masjid al-Aqsa, there were many cats. And it's a very vast, very huge place. I don't know the square footage. But there were so many cats in there, and people were feeding the cute little kitty cats. They were just running around, and when people would pray, they'd sit on their rugs, and very, very friendly young kitties. So, of course, that made me very, very happy. Now I would really like to talk to you about the sanctuary within. And let me just mention this as well, is that there are so many sanctuaries in Islam, places of worship. I'm not sure how many there are in the US, but I know, and we have not got a mosque in New Smyrna. Our closest is in Daytona, which is about 23 miles away, I believe. So my husband and I spend time in that masjid, but are praying to start something here in New Smyrna, because in Orlando there are 15 mosques or masajid. So with saying that, of course, our homes are sanctuaries. And I mentioned this earlier, because if we pray in Jumu'ah, which means that if you pray in congregation, you get 27 times more the blessings than if you pray on your own. So my husband and I always, he sees clients during the day, but whenever he sort of sets the time, he says 1:50, I'm going to pray, then I make sure that I'm at home, or I try to be home, so that we can pray together and get 27 times more the blessings. I do now want to talk to you about or mention the sanctuary within. And I want to read this verse from the Quran that is one of my favorite verses. It's so beautiful to me. It is chapter 24 and verse 35. And the Quran it sounds like poetry, but for some reason this sounds so much more like poetry. So this is what it says. And we know that as Muslims, we say that Allah is God, but I want to read it as Allah in this chapter, because it's so apropos to the feelings that I have when I read it. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. The parable of his light is as if there were a niche in which there is a lamp. The lamp is enclosed in crystal. The crystal is of a star-like brilliance. It is lit with the olive oil from a blessed olive tree, which is neither eastern nor western. Its very oil would almost be luminous, though no fire touched it, as though all the means of increasing light upon light are provided. Allah guides to his light whom he pleases. Allah cites such parables to make his message clear to the people, and Allah has knowledge over everything. And the reason why I'm sharing that particular verse is because when I think of a sanctuary, I think of a sanctuary within. And when it talks about the niche, I think that our hearts are placed in a niche. And I feel like it's the metaphorical heart, that the heart is in a niche and it radiates light and radiates love and radiates peace. And this is all within ourselves. However, if that is what we are trying to portray, exemplify, or just be, people will know that. And people will come to us seeking refuge, seeking comfort, seeking love, which a sanctuary is supposed to be. You know, Muslims believe our bodies are sanctuaries or temples, that we have to take care of them. Life in Islam is as important as the Kaaba. And we know that we face the Kaaba when we pray, so we know the importance of it. We know the magnitude. And so if we are trying to live our lives according to Islam and according to the prophetic teachings, we must be a sanctuary. We must be giving out that love and giving out that life, because some people are so oppressed that they feel like life is not worth living. So if this is our sanctuary, this is our body, and we should be taking care of it. And you know, I want to mention, because I said that life is so important, that it's as important as it has a place like the Kaaba, is that we know we have many doctors in Islam. Many Muslim doctors. As a matter of fact, if you ever go to a hospital and there's not a Muslim doctor, I would be surprised. But one of the reasons being that there are so many doctors is because to save a life is to save all of mankind. And to take a life is like taking 8 billion people. This is pretty sad. That people would think that Muslims take lives and don't see the importance and the beauty of life that God has given us. I also want to mention that because of sanctuaries that we are seeking, and I think, you know, we are not supposed to only be sanctuaries to Muslims. I have to mention that we are sanctuaries to all mankind, all of God's creatures. that we are supposed to not only treat people well, but make them feel like they have value. And if we love for ourselves what we love for our brothers, or what we love for our brothers, this is what we would be offering. We would be offering our sanctuaries within and letting people know that we value them and we love them. I want to thank all you people for being with me, and blessings be to all of you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Janine. Awesome as always. I'm so happy that you've joined our pod family, because I've missed you being around here. Janine moved up north, way up north, and is no longer hanging out here in Central Florida, and we all miss you, but it's great to see you on these videos, and we really appreciate you joining us. And Nuran, you're my sister. I love you so much, and so appreciate the heart that you always put into every one of your messages. You just come straight from it, and thank you always, and love your honey for us. Following the service, we have our deep dive, 11:45 to 12:15. The link is below. Jump on there. If you're hesitant because of the technology, don't worry about it. It's easy. You just push that button and go to that site and push the button, and we let you in, and it's very enjoyable. So it's a highlight of my week, one of the highlights of my week every week. So join us for that. Tonight, 5:45, the morning service will be rebroadcast. And again, if you have another faith that you go to church in the mornings and you miss the pod service in the mornings, or you hear the service and you say, oh, somebody I know would really benefit from that, or you just want to watch it again like we do, come back at 5:45. It usually lasts till about 6:45, so it's not real long. And next week, that's it. Yes, we're going to continue our dive into sanctuary with our dear sister, Reverend Sue Bailey, and her musical guest, Daniel Capel. So join us for that.
So before we dive into the next piece, I want to double back and say, Mr. Lupo, you are amazing.
Yes, thank you.
This thing doesn't happen without you.
Yes.
And we have to put love down every single time.
Yes.
So thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
So, this show does not operate without your tithes and support and showing up on Sunday and letting your friends know. So we just want to take a moment and say thank you for that. If you haven't had an opportunity to yet, www.peopleofdiversity.org is how you get to play. Mm-hmm. And if you'll just drop your feet onto the ground, take a nice deep breath. Thank you, Spirit, for an opportunity to be a part of community, to support that community, to be fed by that community, and to feed that community. We are so grateful for all that comes together to make our Sunday service, and we look forward to a great and wonderful future. Have a great week. Amen. All right. I almost said goodbye before it was time to say goodbye. Did you catch that?
I saw that.
You did.
It's okay.
So, before we check out...
The most important thing.
Yes,
you always say
the
that.
most
the
important.
Most important
the
thing.
most. I mean, more important than everything. If you'll bring to your mind's eye that that person, place, or thing that has got you upside down, or that needs our help, or that needs our support, ours meaning collectively all of our support, bring them to your mind's eye now, and let's bring them into the circle, bring them into our energetic circle, and open yourselves up and push light out to all that may need it, and receive it for yourself as we listen to this last song and come together as community. Hope to see you in the deep dive after, if you're at the morning service, or this evening, or next week. Have an amazing week.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of